first time I met him was when I stepped out as the executive committee in RMIT Student Council. So for you were in?
I was in the UB Student Council.
Yeah, and he was the president. What really inspired me to join the Exco was that it gives me that ability to make a big difference and of course put more weight behind my words and ideas.
It was a combination of two things. I think one, it was just going through the daily challenges of being a student from a private education institution. And secondly, it was the opportunity to work together with my team to do something that could potentially transform the way our students think, feel and act.
At first meeting, actually, we hit off very well. Back then, I think we really shared some ideas. We were very interested in actually engaging the student population, and we felt that we have a common understanding. So thereafter, it sparked off quite a bit of friendship. So we came together and tried to do some initiatives.
I think the most defining one was service learning trip to Cambodia. The service learning trip to Cambodia was the brainchild of SIM Student Development, and the intention was to bring all the leadership teams of the various student councils together so as to better learn from one another through service.
One of the most memorable experiences that we have, I would say, it's the soccer game with the Cambodian kids.
I think also on the final day, when all the kids came crowding around the bus, a lot of tears that were shed. But I think that is a moment we will never forget. Exco taught me that organizing and leading projects and teams is always about people. And people are a very unpredictable bunch. It's always important to understand what motivations your team has, because when people come together and they see a reason for doing something, they can.
I've managed to bring a lot of what I learned in the Student Council into my current job, because as a product manager, I deal with people a lot. So I have to coordinate efforts between different departments to arrive at a product that will work for everyone. So where did I learn this from? Of course from Student Council, because day in, day out in Student Council, we deal with people. We try to come up with ideas, plans to make student life even more interesting and better. So that's really where I picked this up from and applied it to my job.
I'd say one important thing was to always aim high, but at the same time temper it with a good dose of realism. Because we always start with very high expectations, very great ideas, but it's also important to understand the operational constraints that you are facing. And the sooner you get to know that, the better. Otherwise, there will be a lot of very disappointed people. In the consulting line, when we deal with clients, we have good ideas and recommendations for them, but at the same time, we also need to understand what kind of constraints they face operationally. And I think that really helped me when I first came into this job.
We spent hours sitting down just talking about our lives over coffee. It's funny how, after so long, not doing the same thing, we still can chat up to 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning before I leave the cafe. Out of the whole 2 years that I was in Exco, I made friends that are going to stay throughout my life.